Hello, welcome to Bio 138. My name happens to be Rob Smith. I am the instructor for this course that you happen to have. Today happens to be Friday, December 10th, and I'm making this video as an introduction here to the course that you happen to see in front of you. So, as you go through this course, obviously remember that you're taking a winter session course. So this class is going to be done over the course of 4 weeks. And with this class being done over the course of 4 weeks, it's important to understand that we have a lot of things that are going to be due. So what I'm going to try to do is try to keep some structure for due dates. So typically in this course, we're going to have things that are going to be due on a Wednesday, things that are going to be due on a Friday, and then things that are going to be due Sunday. Everything's going to be due at 11:59 Central Time. So obviously if you're traveling and everything, please understand that we're going to be working with Central Time Zone. So if you happen to travel to Europe, or you travel to Maine, or if you travel to California, again, just be cognitive of the fact that everything is going to be due at 11:59. So, as you go through and you take a look here at this course and everything, the way that I have your Canvas course set up is, think about a web page. So this is going to be your home page that you're primarily going to be interacting with, and hopefully you all saw right here, start here, click on this link for the video. The video link is not active because obviously I'm going ahead here and I'm making it for you. Now, one of the nice things about this course is, again, the fact that it happens to be a non-majors course, so we do happen to have a published textbook here for you. And with that published textbook, I happen to have a link right here. You can click on this link. That link will go ahead and bring you to a Canvas page where you can see right here, again, all of the textbooks ready to go ahead and download, okay? And then whenever you need to go back, you can always click right over here onto that home page, and with that, you'll go ahead and click back. Now, right now, you'll see this message that says, excuse this mess, because, again, I am going ahead and I'm still designing this. But, again, with this course and everything, I'm going to leave my student view and go into my instructor view and everything, and show you parts here on Canvas that you can't go ahead and see. But again, what you're going to do is when you hit that home page, this is going to be the page that you're going to be brought back into, okay? Now, when you get brought back into this page right here, just to let you know that there does happen to be a link over here for tutoring. There is free tutoring. So if you get stuck and you don't want to talk to me, which I'm always available to go ahead and communicate with you, you can always go to this tutoring link. We actually have live tutors at MCC that are here to go ahead and help you out. So if you click on this link, what you're going to go ahead and get is a little area right here that says tutoring flyer, and then you can click onto that tutoring flyer and everything, and then it'll be a PDF file, and you can see all of the sessions that are available on campus for live face-to-face, and you can also go ahead and schedule a Zoom. And again, if you do elect to schedule a Zoom, there's a link right here for you to go ahead and do that, to click through. So we have resources here. So again, don't feel like you're on an island by yourself. You gotta be willing to reach out. And again, there is tutoring available here, and I am always here to help you guys as well. So feel free to use the tutors if you want to go ahead and do that. If you want to reach out to me, feel free to go ahead and do that. So again, there is help here for you guys. All right. Now, as I mentioned here, if you click back over here on the home page, you will again go back to this home page. And again, this is the page that you're seeing right on my page right now. But this is going to eventually become your home page that you will become familiar with. Okay, so this is going to be the main page that we interact with. So for the way that I have this course designed, I have everything broken down into sessions, where you happen to have session number 1 is an introduction, session number 2 is all about the cellular biology stuff, session number 3 is all about genetics, and then session number 4 is going to be our ethics. So I'm breaking everything down into 4 areas, just like you would see in a football game where you happen to have 4 quarters. Now, the important thing to kind of take a look at here is to understand how the class operates. So if you look, I have just clicked over here to MCC syllabus. And this is our syllabi here for the course, and I'm going to kind of run you through some of the important parts here within the syllabi. Again, with the meeting times and things of that nature, this class happens to be asynchronous. So again, it begins pretty much on a Sunday and it runs through the following week on Sunday. And again, you can interact with the course as you feel fit. I happen to have things that are due on Wednesdays, things that are due on Fridays, things that are, of course, due on Sundays. So make sure, again, that you try to keep up. And the other thing, too, I don't make everything due on a Sunday at one specific time, because if I did, everybody would be trying to hurry in at the last moment, and that's not really the way that an online class should be. You should be interacting with it throughout the week and everything. So it shouldn't just be all of a sudden, hey, it's 11:01 and I just came home. I need to get all this stuff done and I need to start looking at stuff. So again, I've got these little bits and pieces here, and I'll take you through kind of the first module here in just a bit. Okay. Contact information, the absolute best way to get a hold of me is my email, rsmith@mchenry.edu. You can also get back to me through Canvas. And again, I happen to have everything linked up here on my cell phone, and with it being linked up on my cell phone, I'm pretty solid about getting back to things. The only time that I'm really not the best at is around the holidays. So like if you're emailing me on Christmas Day, probably going to be with my family, putting my cell phone away, just spend time with Christmas and everything else. And same thing with January 1st, spending time with family, okay? But otherwise, I'm around. The other time, too, where things get a little wonky with replies is if you email me at like 8:45 p.m., sometimes I become a hermit, and I like to go to bed, and I might not get back to you until the next day, all right? But again, feel free to reach out to me on email, or you can send me a message over here on Canvas. So either one of them will go to my email, and I will be responding to those, okay? And also, too, I'll apologize because a lot of times when I see things, if I'm walking or whatever, if I'm out for a run, I'll do a quick voice to text. And if I'm out running, sometimes maybe you'll hear me panting a little bit, and the voice to text will not be perfect. So I apologize for that in advance. All right. So feel free to reach out to me. Worst way to get a hold of me is through my phone number. But again, that's actually now set up to go voice to text as well to my email. So if you do send me a voicemail, I should be able to get that. I've been trying it out, again, trying to get a hold of that. So we'll see how that technology works out. Okay. The textbook is available for download, so feel free to have that. Okay. The objectives, pretty much you can take a look at this, but the first part of the objectives happen to be about scientific method, chemistry, structure of the cell, DNA, into genetics, and then into ethics. So that's what we happen to have for the breakdown here of this course. All right. With this course outline and things of that nature, you can see that content right there kind of drilled down a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys read this information on your own. Okay. The grading criteria. Here at MCC, we do a 90, 80, 70, 60 breakdown. And so what I've done is I've made the course out of 300 points. And when you look at that breakdown, about roughly half, exactly 150 points, are going to be coming from lecture exams. You're going to have 3 lecture exams that are going to be worth 50 points apiece, and I'll talk about those here in just a bit. And then you're going to have numerous assignments that are going to be worth 150 total points. So if you're not really great at exams, don't panic. There happen to be some assignments there to go ahead and complete. I'll say in my microbiology class, in my Bio 157 class, I am extremely lecture heavy with no assignments. But here, I have a lot of assignments, and I have things that you're going to like that my other students don't happen to get. So with that, I'll run through it here in just a bit. Okay? So a couple of things, right? Big thing here happens to be the exams. You've got 3 of them. And when you look at these exams and everything, you are going to be using the Respondus Lockdown browser for that. So your first exam here that's going to be coming up on Sunday of December 19th, if I have my dates correctly, is going to require Respondus. And so you'll have to download that, use that as a separate browser. You will be taking a quiz there to go ahead and utilize that. Now, here's the big thing that I don't allow my other students to go ahead and do. You have the opportunity to go ahead and retake the exam. And you will be able to keep the highest of the 2 scores. So I'm not going to have it average. So if you get like a 70 and then you get an 80, you're not going to get a 75. You're going to keep the 80. So my big recommendation to you is take the exam early so you can re-go through material. And when you re-go through that material, it gives you a chance to digest it. Don't just sit down on, again, a Sunday night at 11 o'clock, take the exam, and then take it again. Really try to go through the material a second time, if you will. All right? Now, when you take a look at that and it's set up and everything and how it happens to break down, like I said, These exams will open on a Friday. They'll close on a Sunday. The other thing too, there is no respondents monitor where there's a webcam like what I happen to have up here recording you. Instead, it's just going to lock down the browser, so that way, again, you shouldn't be taking screenshots and things of that nature. But with this browser and everything, it's there to go ahead and lock those things down. But like I mentioned, with the camera, I have no problem with you using notes. So if you write out notes, if you take notes, feel free to go ahead and use those during the exam. It's an open book exam, okay? But you got to understand this. There are time limits for the exams. So you can't just go into it and go, I'm not going to look at anything at all, and I'm just going to jump into the exam and look everything up because there's unlimited time. That's not going to happen, all right? So you need to be ready to go ahead and take these exams with, again, some help when you do get stuck, but you can't just take the whole thing open book. There's just not going to be enough time, all right? Now, with that, again, these exams I have in here that they're typically up for, again, the ability to look at answers 2 days afterwards. So if an exam closes on a Sunday, you'll have the Monday and Tuesday to look back at your responses using, again, Respondus. Okay? So just kind of be aware of that. All right? Discussion posts. We do happen a few discussion boards. I'm not big on having weekly discussion boards, but we do happen to have a couple. But try to go ahead and get in there and make an original post as soon as possible. So that way, again, people have a chance to respond back to you, have a chance to give you feedback and everything else, rather than, again, waiting till 11:59. It just, if you're waiting till 11:59, it's really not conversing. So please, 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 please try to respond early, okay? Academic honesty and things of that nature, again, I just ask that you guys aren't, sharing answers, going through electronic communication, sharing assignments and things of that nature. If you do, there, again, depending upon the severity, what it happens to be, we could be looking at a full letter grade penalty. We could be looking at automatic withdrawal from the course. We could be looking at failure. Again, just be open and be honest with me, okay? I always tell my kids, at the end of the day, the lie is worse than the cover-up. And, honesty for me is huge. And I just ask that you do things honestly, okay? Like I just mentioned to you guys with the exams are open book, okay? I don't mind that at all. And I don't use the Respondus monitor because, again, it's open book. So there it happens to be. So the only thing I want to do is just kind of lock things down. So hopefully you're not sharing screenshots. But I do know, if you happen to have this device right here, this device allows you to go ahead and do some things with it that kind of get around things. So I just ask that you're honest with me. And again, not be sharing things or, recording yourself and then sharing it with your friends and showing them the answers to the exam. Okay? So again, I have that out there. And again, looking for honesty. Okay? Now, looking at, again, withdrawing from the class, nice thing is this class ends like December 7th, grades are due. The withdrawal date for the class is, I think I said December 7th. The end date for this class is January 7th. The withdrawal date for this class is January 2nd. So if you're like, I don't know how this is going, give it a try unless, you happen to get a refund from the college. But give it a try. You can go all the way till the last week. Before you go ahead and pull out. So it gives you like literally right up until the edge of the cliff, if you will. Okay. Now, as I was mentioning here, we happen to have kind of 4 different areas that we're looking at. The first area we're looking at here is, the study of biology, scientific method, and chemistry. And then again, we'll have an exam with that. And then the second area is cell biology. So we'll have some cell structure, cell division right there. And then with that, we'll go ahead here and have the second exam. And then module number 3 is genetics, which again happens to be molecular genetics and biotechnology. And then we'll have an exam with that. And then finally, we'll end the course with some discussion boards dealing with ethics and things of that nature. Okay? And those will close on January 6th. And with that, my grades are due January 7th. So I have a lot of grading right there. Okay? So that's, again, the big areas that we happen to have. As far as academic support and everything, there does happen to be, again, the access and disability. If you have anything there, you need some accommodations, let me know, let them know. We communicate kind of back and forth. They communicate with me first, and they tell me what I need to go ahead and do to help some people out. And again, if you happen to have any sort of special needs, please let me know, okay? And if they're within your file here, we can definitely go ahead and work through them, okay? And again, there's some academic honesty, and there's, you know, some classroom behavior and stuff like that, and personal concerns and things of that nature. So again, just as an FYI there for you, okay? What I'd like to do here is to go back again to the home page, and like I said, when I click on home, I'm going to get that weird looking page. But I'm going to go ahead here and come into the home page, and as you look here at this home page that I happen to have, you'll see right now the course topics and assignments, okay? So I have session 1, session 2, session 3. This is part number 1 or module number 1. This is our first week that we're doing here. When you get done with this, there is an exam here to go ahead and complete, and that exam will open Friday morning, and then it will close Sunday at 11:59, okay? So I'm going to show you now how the course is set up from the inside, okay? What this exam is going to go ahead and cover as well, all right? So taking a look at it here, if you click over here on the study of biology, you're going to notice these learning objectives. These learning objectives are the study guide for the class. This is what I'm going to ask you questions about specifically. You'll notice that some of these things reference the lecture. So what I actually have here down below is a lecture video. You can click on this. You can go to some YouTube videos here that I've made. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and you can click right here. And you can even get the PowerPoint slides. They're downloadable. They're available and everything. So if I go ahead here and I click on the PowerPoint slides, here they all happen to be. And with, again, these PowerPoint slides, you can download them. You can have them to take notes. So that way, when you go ahead and you watch the YouTube video and everything, you can go ahead and you can look at the PowerPoint slide like you would in a face-to-face lecture while I'm going through it, okay? I'm not going to open up the YouTube video link because if I do, YouTube will go ahead and copyright it, even though it's my own material. So it's kind of weird right there if I start playing the video, but you can click on that. You can watch the video and everything. And one of the things that I've done with the videos is I actually happen to have a tablet right here that I write onto, and I kind of write out specific things. So I try to narrate things. I try to use the pointer and stuff to show you things, zoom in, zoom out, and everything, and explain. Okay. Then the other thing you're going to notice right here is like I reference specific pages. Like right here, I talk about the principles of biology, page 13-15. So with that, that happens to be found within the textbook. So if you're kind of lost, you can go ahead and you can look in that textbook area. But where it says lecture, that stuff is just available through the lecture video. Okay. Now, the next thing to take a look at are the assignments. So you'll see right here, I have a discussion board. It's an introduction right here. So you can click on this, go into the discussion board. Just a real basic thing here that I happen to have for you guys as your first assignment. And like I said, as you click on these things, I'm trying to get this page to operate again like a web page. So again, I have a little short post about yourself, 1 to 2 paragraph sketch about yourself, some information, interests, things of that nature. Then I throw you guys maybe a thought-provoking question that's not related to science that, hey, after you die, you have to choose a single spot on Earth where your spirit's going to be locked in place, and you're going to have to watch and look at this place for over 1 million years. What's the most interesting location you'd choose and why? You have a chance to watch the planet for 1 million years. What's the most amazing place you can think of? Okay. What is your favorite movie quote? Name the movie and explain why you like the quote. All right. So movies are a big thing. We kind of get a lot from them, if you will. The other one is if you could pick one social media app to use for the rest of life, which one would you pick? I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Snapchat. I know there's a lot of other things out there, so go ahead and throw out another name out there if you wish to. Okay. The last one out there is what is one good habit that you changed in your life? So what's something that you've added to your life and maybe how your life has changed? Okay. So with that, there's 4 things. You only have to pick one of them. All right. And again, with this discussion board, it's just for me to get to know you a little bit. And then the other part too, you can respond to your peers' posts, but you're not required to go ahead and do that. Okay. Now, taking a look again at this page, I have again a recommendation here that you install the Respondus Lockdown browser. So right here's an area to get into the Respondus and everything. And again, there happens to be some information in here about how to go ahead and use some of these things and everything else that you happen to have. Okay. In here I see that I just have something I have to change. Chromebooks are compatible with Respondus. So in here I see I have it written that it's not compatible, but they are compatible now. So I do need to make a change there. Okay. Anyways, that is your first session. So again, feel free to get started on that. And again, the discussion board is due December 15th. Now, the other things you happen to have here is the scientific method of thinking. So I have a couple of things right here for you to go ahead and do. And then with that, I happen to have a longer, again, video here for you guys to watch with some slides. And then I happen to have some homework assignments here for you guys to go ahead and download. And then you have a homework assignment that's due for December 15th. And again, what's unique about this homework assignment is I'm going to have you looking at the Pfizer vaccine. So this is specifically the Pfizer vaccine. This is the scientific journal article that much of the study and the work, and again, that vaccine was done last year to go ahead and get it the emergency youth authorization that it needed for distribution and everything. So you can take a look at that. The article is right here. I have a link right here to the homework sheets and everything. And again, I just ask that when you do this homework, that when you upload it, I would like it as a document or some sort of PDF or some sort of, JPEG, if you will. Okay. And again, you can submit it right here. And again, like I said, this can be due December 15th. Okay. So if you want to, you can work pretty fast through this first part here. Okay. So again, feel free to go ahead here and get that moving forward. Okay. Study of biology, thinking about due dates and everything. I now realize I had the wrong date here, so this is actually due December 13th. So I'll make a correction there. Okay. All right, chemistry. So over here are the chemistry objectives. You can see I have more pages here, so my lecture video will be going more through the book than it will be through just me lecturing and everything. And again, with these lecture objectives that you see right here, you're going to have me now breaking it down into two videos, a little bit about organic chemistry, a little bit about water, enzymes, and pH. And again, the ability for you to go ahead and download some different, again, PowerPoint slides. You do happen to have a lecture quiz, and that lecture quiz is now open on December 12th, and it closes Friday, December 15th. So with that, again, I just noticed I happen to have another typo. So dates get to be fun, especially when I'm jumping back between different calendars. Okay. So I'll make those corrections here. So that's going to be due on the 15th. Okay. You are going to need to go ahead and use the Respondus Lockdown browser. There's going to be 15 questions. Each question is going to be worth 1 point. So this quiz is worth 15 total points. And you're going to have a 15-minute time limit. So again, there will be a timer going. You can use your notes, but if you get stuck, this may eventually time out on you. So be careful of that. Okay. Right here is the Respondus Lockdown browser. I really recommend you download, you get it going, and I'd recommend that you try doing this quiz maybe even on Thursday. Okay. Now, what is this quiz going to cover? It's going to cover any of these objectives from up here on the top. And the way I have the quiz set up is I created a bank, a whole bunch of questions, and Canvas pulls the question to make the quizzes. So again, it will do that. You only get one shot on a quiz. So just as an FYI, only one shot on the quiz. Okay? So that happens to be the other assignment that's going to be due for Friday. All right? Now, the last thing that's going to open up here is going to be the following, which is going to be the exam. That's going to open up on Friday, December 17th. And then it's going to close on Sunday, December 19th. So it'll open up at midnight, close again at 11:59, basically midnight on Sunday. You're going to have 50 points, 25 questions, 30 minutes. What will these 25 questions cover? It's a great question. It's going to cover concepts from these objectives up here. It's going to cover questions that are based upon these objectives right here, the scientific method, and it's going to be based upon these objectives that are for chemistry. So you're going to have a whole bunch of questions that are based off from those learning objectives. So those learning objectives, they're your study guide. They're what you need for this course, okay? And so with that, you can go ahead here and you can see that again, we're trying to make things due on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So that's kind of the way the flow of the course ends up going, trying to keep you guys going, moving forward and everything. I've got these learning objectives. Make sure you're kind of getting the big idea of them. Make sure you're following with the assignments and everything, and you should be sitting pretty good, okay? As you go through this course and everything, like I said, it's broken down into 4 different parts. So then beginning next week Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up then the cellular biology stuff. So that way, if you wish to go ahead and get started, you can do that. And again, as you take a look at it, just kind of be wareful here of different dates, because obviously I'm going to open up an exam here. And again, some people are really big into Christmas, some people are not. You know, there's big family events here, but I'm trying to stick with my format. And again, sometimes the holidays gets a little messy, but I want to stick to a format of Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So that way, again, it's just a routine that you have something. I don't want to do different dates, because if I start doing that, it gets to be weird. So nice thing about being online is you can take these things as you happen to need them. Okay? So those things happen to be out there. Like I said, we'll be going through them. These parts will become active. They're not active right now because I don't want you like all of a sudden like in one day having a power session. Okay? And just getting everything done. So anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I'm going to start making some changes here and making some corrections, I believe. I think I'm accurate with my dates, but I'm not too certain. So I'll go through, look at my calendars again here, and double check everything. All right? Have a great time with this course. And again, you know, the course is what you put into it. All right? I wish you guys all the best of luck. And more importantly, I am here to help you. So if you get bogged down, please, please, please let me know. We can reach out through Zoom. We can reach out through so much different media. And I'm here to help you. All right? Wish you guys all the best moving forward. Have a great break as we happen to be going into Christmas, which is weird to say have a great break, just because, again, you're taking a class. It's not really a break, right? But wish you guys all the best, all right? So have a good time, and I'll see you online at some point. Bye-bye.